Hello everyone and welcome back to HTML and CSS lessons on Codecademy. So in the last few videos we have been talking quite extensively about CSS. So today we're going to get back a bit on HTML so that we can balance out the how much we know about both. So let's get into it. Today's lesson is going to be a bit shorter because HTML doesn't have that many options to what I know to style things. But you can get quite creative with the options that you have. So remember our friend div and how we used it to make those multicolored blocks? Time for you to build your own blocks or block. There are three properties you'll need to set values for. So background color, height, and width. Background color is set to a color or hex value, which we talked about in the last video. Height is set to in pixels, and width is also in pixels. So these exercises will give you a brief overview over the different HTML elements you can select and what some of their property value pairs are, like the new ones we mentioned above. We'll cover HTML element selection more in the next course. Fair enough? So in the style sheet CSS tab, we need to set the background color to that, whatever that is. That's going to be something like red, pink, probably. Oops, of which tag? I'm guessing it's talking about the div tag. There we go. Oops. And background color, I'll just copy that over because it's too long to write. And in programming, if you can copy something over, you should do that. And I cannot find my pound symbol on my keyboard because I got a new keyboard. Actually a new laptop, but yeah. So that's the div, that's that done. Set the height to 100 pixels. And it's specifying pixels, so we need to do px. And that is not how you spell height, definitely not, it's definitely not geit. And then set the width to 100 pixels as well. Instead of 2, I will just change that to a colon. And there we go, we can put the semicolon at the end. Save and submit. And we have done that. And now we have a pretty red circle. And I just called it a circle instead of a square. What's going to happen if we do two F's like that? Oh, that's a brighter red. Okay, so if we do something like 1, it's going to be a really deep red, which we can't even notice as being really deep. Yeah, that's probably more suitable. Okay, moving on. Bordering on insanity. Many HTML elements support the border property. This can be especially useful with tables. The border property in turn supports several values. For example, for a border 2 pixels thick, solid, and red, you would type something like this. So select here you have border and you specify how thick you want it, if you want the fill to be solid, or what was the other option, not filled, I don't know what it's actually called, and then the color of the fill. So borders pretty fancy. In the style sheet.css, what we need to do then is set TDs, the table cells, to have a height of 50 pixels, and that is not how you spell height. I don't know why I'm misspelling height today. 50px, so we can see them better. Give your TDs, okay. Oh no, that is the same thing, never mind. A border, and border spelled in the American way. 1px dashed and blue. Oh, what does dashed look like? I have no idea. And there are supposed to be commas in between. And give your table a border of 1 pixel solid black. That is not the correct bracket. And border, I will just copy that over. and I forgot to put a semicolon there. There we go. Save and submit, and that is done. You can't really see any dashes there. I don't know why. The 9 blocks text does not have a border. That is slightly confusing. Let's try 6 pixels. Nope, nothing changes. I will come back once I figure that out. Okay, I found the problem. It was that you're actually not supposed to have commas in between. I was thinking more of like a list, but yeah, don't put commas in between. I now have 9 cells which each have dashed 1 pixel thick blue outlines or borders, whatever you want to call them. So let's move on to our next part. Links and text decoration. Links have a lot of the same properties as regular text. You can change their font, color, size, and so on. But links also have a property, text decoration, that you can change to give your links a little more custom flair. You're probably used to seeing links that are blue and underlined, right? So yeah, that is usually how you would see links. Well, that's not the way it has to be. You can't even change that, is what it's trying to tell us. Usually you wouldn't really want to do that, because if something is blue, it's the user is probably going to know that that's a hyperlink, but I guess it depends on your preference. So in the stylesheet.css tab, give your a tag, selector a color of, that's going to be reddish. Where's my pound symbol now? I have no idea. I need to find my pound symbol one day. Whatever. I will just copy and paste it then. And text decoration of none. Semicolon. Check out how the link changes in the result tab. So it becomes red, and did it remove the underline? Yep, it also removed the underline. So I guess the text decoration removes anything like bold as well. So save and submit code, and there we go. So this was actually more CSS related than I thought it was going to be. Sorry about the misleading start of the video then. But yeah, so that is today's lesson. If you have any questions, do feel free to ask in the comments down below. I will be making sure to answer them as soon as possible. I might be actually away this following week, so I will see if I can answer them. If not, then sorry, but yeah, I am going to be away on holiday. But other than that, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and give it a comment. Tell me why you liked it. Also subscribe and share, helps me out a lot. If you didn't like it though, do feel free to dislike it and tell me why you didn't like it, so that I can improve for next time. But until that next time, thank you guys so much for watching, and